So, good evening. Hope everyone's having a wonderful weekend. Well, it was going all right until Arsenal played, wasn't it? That was for sure. But yeah, there's a lot of talk that he's not going to get sacked. I did a stream about that earlier. If you haven't checked that out, do go and check that one out. But I was thinking, what if he does stay? What if he actually stays? Where are we going to finish if he stays? Because it looks like a lot of the players have down tools. He's picking the wrong players. He's playing players out of position. And this is all sounding very reminiscent of the previous manager towards the end of his reign. Doing random stuff, weird stuff. I mean, the substitution the other night when he took off Tierney and brought Kolasinac on, I mean, that was just weird. We're trying to get a goal and he's bringing on a left back for a left back. You know, yesterday he's playing Aubameyang left, Mesut Ozil false nine, and then playing with Lacazette on the right. Just weird decisions. And like, you know, I said this in my starting 11 reaction to the game yesterday. When you go away from home, you have to play with pace on the counter attack, and especially when you go to teams like Leicester that are going to have a lot of the ball. They're a very good team, and they're playing good football, and they're confident. You have to go with pace, and yeah, you have to utilise that when you're being pressed in. So you have to go straight over the top or straight down the sides, and then you use your Pepes, your Aubameyangs with the pace to try and hurt them. And we don't seem to be doing this in any game. You know, if I could understand if we were playing poor football but still winning, that ain't an issue. Couldn't care less if we're winning. You know, we could take 1-0 every single week. I couldn't care less if I'm bored to sleep every week. If we win, we win. But when we're not, and we're playing rubbish football, boring football, there's an issue. And you've got to look at some of the decisions this guy's made. You know, Pepe, like I said, has come on off the bench against Vitoria, scored 2 banging free kicks. Where's he been? Where's he been since? Why haven't you been picking him? Mesut Ozil, somebody said this. I can't remember who said it in my comment section on the last video. He said Mesut Ozil starting the game at the weekend and the recent games is because of PR. Because of the Granit Xhaka thing, what happened with that, it's a case of, right, okay, let's put Ozil back in. That takes a little bit of heat off of me with the fans, blah, blah, blah. And I kind of get that, because I don't understand how Ozil can be frozen out and then straight back in the starting 11s. I don't get that. You know, surely you put him on the bench and bring him on, or start him in an odd game here and there. But you froze the guy out and now you want to start him. Makes no sense. You thought Kieran Tierney, you don't want to play him. Why are you not playing him? He's probably the best defender we have at the club. And he's also one of the best attacking left backs, probably in the league, if we're being honest. And that's without overhyping him, because, you know, I don't overhype players, but he is quality. So you've got him on the bench. You've got your record signing on the bench. You then bring your record signing on when you're 2-0 down. Why didn't you do it at half time? Remember when he used to make subs at half time and they used to work? You know, I remember when we played against Watford at home in his first season, last season. The subs he made in that game were absolutely spot on. Alex Iwobi came on and ripped them apart. Yeah, and there's been other games where he's made subs at half time and we've gone, oh, flipping hell, this is new, isn't it? This is different. What's happened to that? What's happened to him standing on the touchline? And I've seen this and heard this so many times when I've been to games or when you watch it on TV or whatever. He's standing there and you can physically hear him telling the player on the ball who to pass the ball to. He don't do that anymore. He just stands there going like that. What's that all about? Seriously. And the thing is, somebody made a good point as well on my last stream in the comments as well. It's now not Emery's fault. Yeah, it's now gone past that. It's not. It's got to that stage where it has been his fault. I do blame the players as well. I think the players are an absolute disgrace, some of them. And I'm not going to sit here and name names, because people get their knickers in a twist and start crying, oh, how can you slag him off? Yeah, but when you want to compete with the best teams in the league, you've got to put in the work rate to compete with them teams. That Liverpool game today, when Jordan Henderson went off, was a totally different game. Yeah, Man City were walking through that midfield, literally walking through that midfield. And when Jordan Henderson went to Liverpool, a lot of Arsenal fans, including myself, sat there and said, blimmin' hell, that's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Why'd they want him? He ain't all that. He's their captain. and he's got more hunger and passion for the game than pretty much all of our players put together. But no Arsenal fan wants him. They wouldn't have him in midfield. They might do now, but nobody wanted him. Jordan Henderson's going to Liverpool. Why are they signing him? Yeah, he's better than what we've got. He is a better midfielder than what we've got. Fact. There ain't a better midfielder in our team. Yeah, Georgie Wijnaldum got relegated with Newcastle. He's a mainstay in the Liverpool team. Fabinho, fair enough, 50 million quid. Scored an absolute banger today. But when you look at that midfield starts every single game unless there's an injury. Every single game they start. And the reason they start is because they are the most hard-working players in that squad, in that midfield position. And when you've got the front three that they've got, and I keep comparing it to us to Liverpool because, listen, at the end of the day, they've spent less than us. They've won the Champions League. They're more than likely going to win the league this season. They're unbeaten. They're scoring goals for fun against anybody. Even when they play crap, they still win. And what they've got in their team is hard-working players that all work for each other, right? But they've also got a manager who knows what he's doing and a manager that identifies where the weaknesses are in the team and goes and rectifies it, i.e. Van Dijk, i.e. Alisson, Trent Alexander-Arnold. He got ripped a few times today by Sterling, but so do most people. But they still won the game. And when Henderson went off today, that was a different game. Man City's midfield started taking control after that. And when you look at our midfield, where's the Fabinho? Where's the Jordan Henderson? Where's the Wijnaldum? Have we actually got any players like that? And that is where our biggest problem is. You can go on about defence all you like. Yeah, our biggest problem is midfield. And every single week, that guy, Emery, every single week changes that midfield. Liverpool pick the same three every week. If they're fit, they start. Simple as that. So why do we keep taking players out and going, oh no, you can have a rest this week? Why are they resting them? You pick your best three players in that midfield, the ones that, or say the best three for the job you want them to do. So you want them to run around, you want them to work hard, you want them to nick the ball. You don't want them to be overpowered, and you want to have a little bit of creativity. Or if they haven't got the creativity and they don't score many goals, make sure they turn the ball over quickly to the front players. Yeah, and that's exactly what that Liverpool midfield do. As soon as they get the ball, bang, straight down the wing to Salah or to Mane. Now, we've got players up front that are capable of scoring goals. Pepe, Laka, Aubameyang. I don't think you can play all three of them together. That's just my opinion, unless you play Lacazette as a number 10 or a false 9 or something like that. But then you're not going as a 4-3-3. So, and I think 4-3-3 is the way forward for most teams now. So we've got a problem in that position because we can't play all three of them. You put Aubameyang on the left, he's completely useless. You put him up front, he's a lot better. You can't play Lacazette on the left or the right because, again, he's useless. But put him up front, he's better. And Pepe, 1 week he's in the team, he scores 2 goals. The next 2 weeks he's dropped. And it's like so many things have gone wrong under this manager. And like I said, it's now no longer his fault, right? It's got to that point where there's a cut-off now and it's not his fault now because the board know, they're not stupid. They know the fans are unhappy and it's now down to them. So we can all sit here and moan about Emery this and Emery that for the next 6 months. At the end of the day, it's the board that have got to get rid of him now. And if they don't, then that's not his fault. He ain't going to resign, is he? Let's be real. He's on a big paycheck. Why would he resign? So the board have got to make that decision. And if he stays, I think that we'll finish outside of the top 6. I genuinely think that. The way it's going right now, you've got all the hoo-ha with Granit Xhaka. And I'll tell you something now, right? If he does come back into that team, Jesus Christ, there is going to be some backlash on him. So the best thing for him to do is pack his bags and jog on. Take a few of the others with you. But I don't know, I just look at it and think you've got the Granit Xhaka issue. You've had the 5 captains, which is now 4. All 4 of them didn't play the other night, so you gave it to Holding. It's like it's turned into a circus, the captaincy. And it has done for a long, long time. But he's come in and made it even worse now. 5 captains. What's that all about? But then you're picking the wrong players. You're not starting the right players. You're not making the subs you used to do. And he looks lost. He looks confused. And he looks well out of his depth. And it's only a matter of time before we get a proper hammering by somebody. Yeah, I don't know who that may be. You never know. It might be Southampton in the next game. but it's not looking good right now. And if he stays, we are seriously going to fall out of that top 6, especially when you've got the likes of Man United, who we were all laughing at only 3 weeks ago, 1 point behind us. Tottenham have been absolutely garbage. They're still only a few points behind us. And we're 4 points off of 16th, or 3 points, something like that. That's crazy. I know there's a lot of teams very close together in that bunch, but we lose our next game or draw our next game, and a few of them win, all of a sudden we're 10th. Yeah, what's it got to take for this ball to sit there and go, do you know what? There's so many managers out there that we could have. Why don't we just get rid of him? Yeah, can't do any worse. But there we go. I think we'll finish outside the top 6 if he stays all season. Do drive the likes up. 550 people watching, 67 likes, 108 subs away from 30,000 as well. So I do appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed, you can, and I'll read some of these out. Big up Unique79. Do you think we will spend in January? Well, that's a very good question, actually, because if we keep Emery, are they going to give him any more money? I'm not so sure, mate. I don't know. If he's not here, then there's a possibility. But you know, I think Granit Xhaka will go in January. I don't see any way back for him. You know, especially when he's come out again in Germany in a German article and said that he backs what he did. You know, hang on, why'd you put a statement out then? You know, it was a sorry, not sorry kind of thing, like it's an excuse. And then he's come out and backed what he did. And I've seen people saying, oh, yeah, but the fans are muggy for doing that. Yeah, the fans are muggy for doing that. I wouldn't have booed him. Right? I've said that a million times, right? But at the same time, Alex Iwobi used to get it. Alex Iwobi used to get drilled every single game. He never done any of that. You know, he never walked off the pitch giving it all this and throwing, like, and ripping his T-shirt off. You know, so, you know, I know everyone's different, but if you can't take it, tough. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's as simple as that. You're playing in a position as captain of one of the biggest clubs in world football. If you haven't got the right frame of mind to handle that, leave. Yeah, or ask the club for help. It's as simple as that. And you know, I know everyone snaps every now and again. I get that, but at the same time, to come out 6 days or 5 days later and make an excuse for it, okay, cool. At least you put something out there. But then another 5, 6, 7 days later, you're now doing it again, but you're backing what you did on the pitch. I don't get it. And the club should have not only just took the captaincy away, they should have said, you know what? You're in the reserves for the rest of the season. Yeah, or until January, we're going to sell you. You're transfer listed. Maybe they've done that. I don't know. But he's still training with the first team. So it don't look like he's been fined or punished in any way other than stripped of captaincy. And let's be real here. Aubameyang was captain at the weekend. What did he actually do on the pitch at the weekend? What did he do? Did he drag the troops through and say, come on, lads, we're only 1-0 down? Or it's 0-0. Think, come on, use your heads. Just keep it simple. We ain't got a leader at this club. You know, we haven't genuinely got a Van Dijk or a Vincent Kompany or players like that of that mould, a John Terry, a Sol Campbell. We ain't got any of them. Yeah, so it's a bit sad to see, you know, and it's gone sideways very quickly since April, end of April last year or last season, sorry. So from April till now is 7 months? In 7 months, it's just fell off quick, and we've had a pre-season, we've had an off-season with the summer. So if you add up how many games that is, it's probably about 20 games. It's capitulated massively. It'd be interesting to see how many points we've gained in the last 20 league games. I bet it's next to none. So there we go. Arsenal 1-0-2-3-4. I hate this negative atmosphere around Arsenal. Well, it's hard to stay positive, mate. Thanks for your donation as well, buddy. It is hard to stay positive, mate, because you're always moaning. Well, I'm not. You obviously subscribed or watched my channel today then, mate, because I haven't really moaned all season or last season. So I don't know where you've been, mate. Maybe Emery has gone to Spain to slap the fake fan up. Cala Honda, if anyone wants to try it. Let me know. DM me. I'll give you the postcode. Lee's got the tears in the room. Yeah, man. I'm a little bit upset today about the game. I can't even sit here and lie about it. I am upset, and enough is enough. Enough is enough. It's about time that we act like a big club, and it's about time that we start progressing up the table and start making ruthless decisions. You know, we can all sit here and laugh at other managers and say, oh, well, they've done this or they've done that, and I wouldn't want that at my club and this and that. Yeah, well, like I said in the last stream, all our class and tradition, nearly got that out wrong, tradition, was left at Highbury. So I couldn't care less whether we bring a Jose in and people don't want him. I couldn't care less. He's got the best CV. Why not bring him in? Yeah, and oh, but he slagged the club and this and that. Well, whatever. Who cares? If he wins us a title, is anyone going to cry? Yeah, of course I ain't. So, you know, Allegri's another one. Allegri ain't going to come. If Allegri comes in, do you seriously think that he's going to be sitting there letting us defend like that? Of course he ain't. He'd get the best out of them defenders, because we're not doing that at the minute. And, you know, like I said on the last stream, where's Josh Kroenke? Because he came out giving it the interview with Ornstein. Well, let's see if he comes out and does another one, because we need to know as fans where we're going as a club. And we thought we'd turned the corner. We had a great summer, or a lot of people thought we had a great summer, including me. And it's not really worked out that way, because we didn't actually buy what we needed, which was a proper centre-back. And until we do, we're shafted. And until we buy a proper central midfielder, a defensive midfielder, a Decore and Didi, somebody in that mould and that ilk, we're shafted. And with this manager, even if we had them, it wouldn't happen. There's a reason why we're all negative now. Well, there you go. Thanks again, buddy. Appreciate that, mate. Empty stadium would get the board's attention, says Sakin Sodge. Well, it would. It did that under the Wenger last bit, really. I remember being there at Man City at home after we'd lost the League Cup final. It was literally 25,000 there. And then when it went 2-0, I think David Silva put them 2-0 up. Half of them walked out. It was dead. The stadium was empty. And it wasn't long after that he was being told leave, or we're going to pot you. So he had to hand his resignation in. So that does work. And this is another thing I want to do as well, right? I've seen my wife, you crack me up. You're so jokes, man. Every day. Big up yourself, bro. Thank you. Listen, drive the likes through the roof, people. Over 620 people watching this live. Don't forget, subscribe. Nearly 30K. Also, there's a new Gabriel Martinelli chant. Arsenal chants is a link that is in the description for this video. Go and show some love to that page. Go and show subscribe to that, and go and check the chant out. And yeah, it's really good. Show some love to that account. It's a good account. They post like chants from each game or stuff like that. So yeah. But this is another thing I want to say, right? Talking about, I've seen a hell of a lot of people say, what about Ten Hag from Ajax? Right? Now, remember when Unai Emery came in, and a lot of people, I'm a flip-flop. Well, I'm not. I backed the manager for 18 months. I've now seen enough, and he's gone. If that's a flip-flop, then pretty much everyone is then, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? How dare I back the manager and now change my mind when I've seen enough? But yeah, this Ten Hag, when Emery came in, I remember a lot of people saying, yeah, but he was 4-0 up against Barcelona and he lost. Does everyone forget that this Ten Hag was 3-0 up against Tottenham and lost? Does everyone forget he was 4-1 up at the Bridge last week and drew with 15 minutes to go? Yeah, why does everyone want to suck him off? I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. Yes, he's a good manager, but when they play Tottenham, there's something seriously flawed in that guy's tactics, because as soon as they put Llorente on the pitch, that what's his name, De Ligt, he didn't have a clue what he was doing. He didn't have a Scooby what he was doing, and he's a sick centre-back. So there's something flawed in their tactics under him, which as soon as they put a target man on, it goes to pot. Yeah, it goes to pot. And everyone who sat there and said about Emery against Barcelona, let's bear in mind, right, Barcelona are a sick football team, right? And they've got one of the best players, if not the best player ever, yeah? And you could go, yeah, cool, embarrassing to lose from 4-0 all day long. When you're 3-0 up with 25 minutes to go and you lose and get knocked out and you're at home, that's embarrassing. And to Tottenham, that's even more embarrassing. Then when you come to Stamford Bridge and you're 4-1 up, you get a man sent off, and all of a sudden, bang, 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 you capitulate again. Yeah, I'm sorry, that guy's not good enough to manage Arsenal. He's a good manager, not good enough. We need somebody who's an elite manager, a proper elite, been there, done it, got all the medals, got all the T-shirts, whatever. That is what we need. We need somebody to come in where the job is not too big for them. One of my pals, Chig, yeah, everyone knows Chig, mentioned Eddie Howe today. I love Chig. Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe looks good at Bournemouth because they're a tiny football club. I don't want Eddie Howe at Arsenal. Are you mad? Eddie Howe, Jesus Christ. We were going backwards and forwards on voice messages today as well. Yeah, Eddie Howe. No, thank you. It's same as that Nigelsmann. No, thanks. You look good at Hoffenheim. You're in your comfort zone. Yeah, Kenny said that to me earlier. They're in their comfort zone. Eddie Howe and Nigelsmann are in their comfort zone. Yeah, they're punching above their weight at an average size team. Yeah, there's no way they could go and look at Thomas Tuchel. Yeah, at Thomas Tuchel, everyone was sucking him off. He's at PSG now. Yeah, he got knocked out of the cup by the team who were bottom of the league last season. We want that guy at our club. Not for me. Big up 99JO. Hi Lee, would you take the Wolves manager? Possibly. That is a possibility. That is a possibility because he's doing it in a proper league for a start. And he plays good football. And let's be real here, yeah? Some of the players they've signed have been absolutely class. Ruben Neves, by the way. Yeah, again, another one who'd walk straight into our team and be our best midfielder. Unbelievable footballer. What a player. So yeah, I'd take him. I would take him. I think he'd be good. Jose all day, that's what we need, says Wiz. Bruv, I send people off triggered when I say that. But if you're talking about CV's been there, done it and won it, he's the best candidate. Wolves manager would be insane, says Amma. Einar says Eddie is in the same league. Well, he is in the same league, but let's be real, they're crap. Yeah, they're crap. Yeah, what are they ever going to achieve? Yeah, let's be honest here, right? And if he had anything about him, he would actively try and better himself by going somewhere else. Surely he's got an agent. Surely his agent would be trying to get him a better job, a bigger club. But he's comfortable. I don't want somebody like that. You know, that Wolves manager, what he's done is a miracle. Yeah, what he's done is a miracle. They're in the Europa League on their first season in the Premier League. That's mad. And they won again the other night in stoppage time. You know, so fair play to him. Listen, Eddie Howe's a good manager. He ain't a great manager, and he's not good enough to manage Arsenal. But there we go. Only 1 point behind you. Well, that's because we're crap, Matthew. Do you think he will get sacked tomorrow, says Darren? I hope so, mate. I do. I hope so. Nico Kovac, who trashed Spurs 7-2, get him. No, thank you, Stanislas. He got lamped 5-1 by Eintracht Frankfurt the other day and got sacked. So not for me. Not for me. What we need is somebody, I've said it before, somebody who's going to walk into this club and revolutionise it and change it. That's going to come in like a boss, even if it's only for 2 seasons. Get that mentality straight in that football club from top to bottom again. And the manager for me to do that is Jose. He's not going to be out of his depth at Arsenal. He's managed Real Madrid and Man United, and he won at both of them. Yeah, and let's be real, when he did win at Real Madrid, he took on the best Barcelona team ever. Yeah, and got record points, record goals scored, everything. And for me, he's the right candidate. He's won in everything, everywhere he's been. Yeah, all day long. And it'd soon shape up some of these players that we've got here. And with the attacking players we've got, it'd definitely get the better out of them. People think he plays boring football. It's a myth. Yeah, that team he had at Chelsea was absolute joy to watch. That team when he won the, and I'm not talking about the first time, man, the second time. Yeah, when he went in and got rid of Juan Mata, right? And everyone was like, right, that's player of the season last season. And he's getting rid of him. And then he brought Fabregas in, and Fabregas had one of the best seasons he's ever had in the Premier League. Yeah, and big managers make big decisions like that. Our manager stands there and goes, let's wait till we're 2-0 down and then we're throwing our record signing. Idiot. What drugs do you use? I don't use any drugs. I'm going to block you because that's the second silly comment you've put in my chat. Goodbye. VAR out, says AFC Charlie. Yep, all day long. Chris Wilder, he's above us. Vishnu is above us. So, yeah, that could be a possibility. Someone suggested Brendan Rodgers. I laughed it off. Then Saturday happened. This is another one, right, Sean? Thanks for your comment, mate. Brendan Rodgers, yeah? Somebody said this to me earlier, right? Brendan Rodgers looked good at Celtic, although I could look good at Celtic, no disrespect to them, but I could win the league at Celtic. And he looks good at Leicester because that is about his level. When he was at Liverpool, he absolutely bottled a title. So no, Brendan Rodgers, not elite. He's a good manager, good coach. Not for me. Not for me. Georgie's going to get the right hump now as well. Big up, Georgie. I bet you're still buzzing from yesterday as well, in yeah. We need Tony Pulis. Oh dear. New York Guna, Jesus Christ, I can't read that out, but yeah, go on, mate. We're going to finish 8th. Well, listen, I think we'll finish outside the top 6. Do drive the likes up. I'll do another few minutes and then I'm going to get out of it. 765 people watching this live, so thank you very much. If you're not subscribed, really close to 30k. Ollie Runt says, come back to England. You were the best on AFTV. Nice one, mate. Nice one. Thank you for that. Well, listen, you can watch me here every day, mate. So yeah, why would I come back to England? It's freezing cold. Luis Enrique says Brooklyn Hottie. There's another one. Nah, not for me. Not for me. He's all right, but not for me. He was good at Barcelona, but who isn't good at Barcelona? Zidane to Arsenal, says Jake, sorry. Again, no, I wouldn't take Zidane. It's not easy when you haven't got Ronaldo in your starting 11, is it? You know, and they finished 3rd last season behind Atletico and Barcelona. And Valencia only finished, 6-7 points behind them? Not for me. Ronaldo basically pulled his team to 3 Champions Leagues, him and Bale. Why is our first aim to get into the Champions League and not go straight for the league? Leicester went straight for the league. City under Mancini, Chelsea under Conte. Great point, Lusander. A very good point. Why not go straight for the league? Why not? Why are we sitting here going top 4 should be the first step? I've said it. I've said top 4 should be first step. But why shouldn't we go for the league? You know, it's not difficult. It's really not rocket science. We get rid of a couple more crap players. We go and buy a proper centre-back. We go and buy a proper midfielder. I'm on about. Like, I don't know, an Ndidi, a Decore. Decore is brilliant. Yeah. And you put him in midfield with 2 other players that are hardworking, that will get the ball and pass it to your strikers and your wingers as quick as they can. That's all it is. And then you make sure that you've got a proper left back, a proper right back. You've got 2 centre backs, and all you do is get your full backs bombing up and down and make sure when you lose the ball, you all fight to go and get it back. Because that's what Liverpool do. Liverpool, the way they press is ridiculous, and they do it all game, literally all game. So why can't we? Why are our strikers, for Watford's equaliser? No, was it Palace? The Palace equaliser. Crystal Palace's equaliser to make it 2-2. Both of our strikers are stood 10 yards apart outside the penalty box when their goalkeeper's passing it about. Right? They literally just stood there. Why aren't they pressing? And then one long ball over the top, Zaha's in, bang. Yeah, penalty. Was it the penalty? Either way, one of the goals. But why are our strikers just stood there not pressing? When I watched Liverpool today, all 3 of them go at the same time. And then as soon as the ball gets moved, they will shift over together. Then they shift over together. Why are our players not doing that? And that comes from the manager, but it should also come from the players as well. To have a bit of professional pride for their teammates and for the fans, right? And I'm not just digging them 2 out because all of our team don't do it. But that game in particular, I did notice they were just both stood on the edge of the box while they're just popping it around in little pretty patterns with the goalkeeper. And it's like, seriously, one ball over the top, bang, they're in, and they got a goal out of it. Yeah, it's embarrassing. Would you take Pep? He seems a bit grumpy. Rather, let me ask you this as a Liverpool fan, bro, yeah? Do you think you're going to go unbeaten this season? Do you think you're going to go unbeaten? And I would take Pep Guardiola as well, actually. All day long, I'd take him. We should have had him about 4 years ago before he went there, mate. But that's another story. Get Kepa as a new manager, says New York Kona. Well, yeah, he'd probably do a better job. At least he'll stick to his decisions. Claude and Ty as a managerial pairing, says Lord Troldemort. Nice one. Nice name, mate. Nice name. And yeah, listen, that'd be funny to watch. It would be funny just to be manager for the team for one day, wouldn't it? As a fan, just to be the manager for the day and make all the decisions. That'd be sick. What about the people that say Emery bought him to Arsenal if he goes? Who are you talking about, mate? What about the people that Emery bought with? Oh, what about the people who bought with him? Would they go as well? I think all of his backroom staff would go, other than maybe Freddie Ljungberg and whoever else is there that's already Arsenal. Do a couple more of these and I'm going. Thoughts on Jose Mourinho? Bruv, Jonas, I could sit and talk about Jose for hours, and I upset a lot of people by saying it because A lot of people don't like him because he doesn't fit the values of the club, or he plays negative football, or this and that. He don't promote the youth. Well, he's promoted 49 youth team players and given them their debut over the last however long he's been a manager. 49 players that have gone on to have a career somewhere, whether it be at the club he's at or somewhere else. 49 youth teamers, but people say he don't promote youth, and then he plays negative football. Well, that's rubbish. His Chelsea team a few seasons ago didn't. His Chelsea team, when he first came here, didn't. The Real Madrid team didn't. Inter Milan didn't. And people get confused between boring football and great tactics. When Simeone does it, it's all right, isn't it? Simeone's a genius. But when Jose does it, oh, it's boring. He's parking the bus. He's parking the bus. Yeah, well, Simeone can do it. So what's the difference? And the reason is because people don't like Jose because he's slagged Arsenal off. Couldn't care less if he slagged Arsenal off. If he turns up and wins titles or trophies, I'm happy. Simple as that. Or at least makes us competitive. And he's got the proven track record in every club he's been at on paper that says you are the best candidate for this job right now. You've been at massive football clubs bigger than ours, Man United and Madrid. You've got an ego, yeah, which fits into them massive football clubs. So you'd be easily fitting in at Arsenal. And then you've got that siege mentality, and you've got the personality to just wind every other fan base up all day long, all day long. Not only that, he'll have the players running through brick walls for him as well. Yeah, and if they don't, they'll be binned. Yeah, he's ruthless, and that's the kind of manager we need at Arsenal. And people go, oh, but his third year is always crap. No, it ain't. He's won 6 trophies in the third seasons. Yeah, he's only won 8 in his first seasons. So it's a myth. It's all a myth because people don't like him. When you actually analyse his stats and his career, he's actually been pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. 26 trophies is relentless. I think that's about how many Tottenham have won in their history. So yeah, there we go. Nagelsmann. Not for me, buddy. Not for me, Tom. I get why people, Ajax were down to 9 men. Well, come on, Afsa, you still shouldn't be losing, drawing from 4-1 up with 9 men with 15 minutes to go. Shouldn't happen. Should not happen, mate. Especially if you're a great manager and you're a great team and this and that. Not for me. Let's all move to Spain and support Barcelona, says Chris. Well, I've actually got Malaga about 20 minutes up the road, mate. Maybe I should go and do Malaga fan TV or something. I don't know. Maybe I'd have to learn a bit more Spanish first. But yeah, that could be saying. But listen, thank you very much to everyone who's watched live. 734 of you are still watching. Don't forget, Lee Gunner 82 on Insta. Subscribe to this one if you're new. It's nearly on 30,000. Very close, just about 100 away. Arsenal chants as well. Go and check out the new Martinelli chant. That was sung on the concourse at the weekend. A couple of weeks in. I think it was the midweek game against Vittoria, actually. So go and check that out. Go and subscribe to that channel. That link is in the description as well. So go and do that. And I'll be back tomorrow. It's now boring international break. You never know. Arsenal board might grow a set of cojones, as Troy Deeney would say. And they might pot the manager. So we might have some breaking news tomorrow. Who knows? You live in hope, eh? Anyway, thank you very much. All have a wonderful Sunday. And I will speak to you all tomorrow. Laters, peeps.